I'm going to Italy on a college trip, but my boyfriend's upset, fearing I'll break up with him there. I told him he has nothing to worry about, but he's acting immature and insecure. I'm a Chinese student in the US for 2 years. He's a first-generation Chinese American. After a month or so, I met him and we became a couple almost immediately. He helped me a lot with language and integration. I've made clear I want to remain virgin until marriage. He was happy about that, or so it seemed. However, we planned to marry after college. We engaged in some sexual activities, hands and oral. He's my second boyfriend. Never had a date beyond them. Now, my institute has organized a travel to Italy, focused on architecture. We will spend more than half of the time in small towns in Tuscany and Umbria. We will be a small group, 10 to 15 students, mainly females. He started to act a bit worried when I told him. He said to prefer I stay here. I want and will go. He accepted that, but he started acting insecure, above all asking me to have sex. I became angry and refused, saying how I could break up with him while I'm on vacation. It's not a vacation. How it's better if we go to Europe together. Again, it's not a vacation, and so on. Yesterday, I told him we need a pause. He asked another time for sex, and literally every day asked me to reconsider my decision about this travel. This doesn't mean a breakup, but I expected him to support me and trust me in this case, not acting so immature. Ultimately, I miss my easygoing and fun boyfriend. I don't know why he's so insecure. He has always trusted me until now. He never asks any question about other guys. I go to the gym alone. Best comments. I suspect he loves you quite a bit and is worried that the romance of Europe will get to you and some guy will sweep you off your feet. You're inexperienced and being away might make you want to break out of your shell, so to speak. He feels he can't compete with some foreign guy, especially with you being away so long. It's him, not you. Stick to your guns and go on your trip. It's for you, not him. I'll go for sure. I would like him to be happy for me. Update: 389 days after the first post. Long story short, I've been there and I'm back. We took a break just before my trip. He asked for it, and we got back together shortly after my return. Even though I enjoyed the trip, I was quite saddened by this situation. However, the feeling of being there was incredibly good. I felt like I was living another life, like I was another person. I was told Italians are a bit hostile to non-white people, but at least in the area we went, the locals have welcomed us very well. We were a very diverse group, but local guys weren't shy of meeting us. Some girls hooked up with them in the first town we went. My friend encouraged me to do that, but while I enjoyed the attentions, I didn't want to engage in it. However, due to a combination of sadness, I really thought my story with my boyfriend was over, being in a different country, seeing other girls not minding about it. I started to think about it, but in the end, I've always stopped flirting even before a kiss. With one exception. We were in a very small town to make a project about the renovation of the local square. We were quite excited to have been trusted a relative important thing, and a local politician assisted us, mainly because he spoke English. He wasn't an expert about architecture. He was approaching 40s, but he was objectively very good-looking. Tall, muscular, and amazing green eyes. Every girl in our group tried to get his attention. I was very surprised when I realized he was mainly focused on me. I won't say I'm ugly, but I thought he wouldn't be attracted by a foreign, shy girl much younger than him. I thought he was married or attracted to the more extroverted girls in our group. We stayed there 4 days. On the 3rd day I went with him, secretly. Only another girl knew about it and covered me up. I couldn't believe I was doing that. Never ever thought about doing such a thing. I don't judge people who do this, by the way. It was clear he wanted to have sex. I explained I wanted to remain a virgin until marriage. He immediately understood. I don't know how it happened. Maybe I was overwhelmed by an unusual situation for me. Maybe it was due to being in an exotic place or knowing I'll never meet him again. But in the end, we had anal sex. I won't give any details. Please don't ask. To make it clear, I never did it because I thought, and still think, it's hypocritical to engage in it just to keep your virginity. I admit I liked it at the time, but I quickly started to regret it. In the end, I have a nice memory, but I consider it a mistake. If I could go back in time, I won't do it, but I can't change the past. I've never told anyone about it. I said to my friend we only kissed and touched each other. After I returned, I got back with my boyfriend. Recently, we started talking about a possible marriage, and we agreed to not have secrets between us and to accept everything. I confessed this experience, and at first he went mad, comprehensively. We had a long talk, and he accepted my explanation, at least it seemed. But even though I made it clear I consider it a mistake and regret it, he's now asking me to do the same with him. I said I'm offended by his proposals. It's rude to remind me about it and disrespectful to ask me to do it when I straight up said to him I didn't want. I don't think we could stay together if he keeps acting this way, and I don't know how I could help him to get over it. Best comments. No sex for boyfriend. Stranger only, LOL. Chat only. Looks like your boyfriend's suspicions were correct and not entirely unfounded. Saving herself for Chad. Italian Chad asked for a fresh, young Asian ass. This lady was very kind to please him. You broke your boyfriend trust. I'm sorry, but actually seems that you don't love him and you stay due to commitment and obligation. You spent so much effort in writing this post and trying to push the blame anywhere but yourself. The rest of your life will be like this. You can't do things then try to explain your way out of them like they never happened. You should break up. He'll never trust you, and with the logic you explained here, it's going to be a bumpy ride if you try to date again. The biggest mistake in all of this is that you got back together with your boyfriend. You're willing to immediately have sex with someone you find attractive, but you consider it insulting when your long-term romantic partner asks for it.